Traditional therapy is good for so many things. There's nothing wrong with it. Where it was falling short for me was when the nervous system was getting so activated, but they're triggered to something else. So they're actually somewhere else. Something's being triggered. Now, the amygdala's job is, if it senses danger or it's seen this before, like a smoke alarm, it smells smoke, its job is to send an alarm to the brain. And it says, run, 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 or fight, fight, or freeze, freeze, you're going to die. So all the great strategies we have to how you're going to speak up to your boss or do this or that, when you get triggered, you can't access them. I'll give you a good example. When my kids were little, I used to teach parenting classes, okay? I knew I statement. They were really big in the 80s, okay? I this, I that, whatever. Not a you statement, you this, you that. Okay? The thing that always triggered me, but I didn't understand, was when the house was a mess. For some reason, I couldn't find an I statement for nothing. Like, I'm telling them, you're grounded from the prom or whatever, stupid things. Like, I can't find an I statement. And it wasn't until years later when I understood trauma more, I realized that when I was a little kid and the house was a disaster, that's when my father would get angrier than usual. It wasn't safe. It was like, clear the decks, so keep the house clean before daddy gets home. So it was a thing like that. But I didn't realize that's where I was getting triggers. I just knew there wasn't an I statement to be found. We trigger each other. And that's what happens. So talk therapy is great if you're not triggered. If you're all dysregulated into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, you can't find your sanity. And I know we've all had moments of that. What the tapping does, in my opinion, is by tapping these meridian points that in Eastern medicine go with different energies like terror or sadness or embarrassment and shame. Each point has a different emotion attached that goes with it. What begins to happen is now I can go home because I've healed that. The brain doesn't fire when the house is a mess. I can find my words. I can speak my words. I'm not in that terror space about the messy house. So that's what I was seeing with my clients that were really traumatized. One wrong look, a glance, something I said, something they said. And so it's for those reasons that once I regulated the nervous system, then talk therapy could work more efficiently. It could go in and clients were more empowered. So the tapping adds to anything you do as a therapist.